The Romanian Intelligence Service is Romania's main domestic intelligence service. Its role is to gather information relevant to national security and hand it over to relevant institutions, such as government, presidency and law enforcement departments and agencies. The service is gathering intelligence by ways such as signals intelligence, open-source intelligence and human intelligence. History. Creation. In 1865, the Great Chief of Staff of Romania created the second section to gather and analyze military intelligence. By 1925, after several years of efforts, Mihail Morozov managed to convince the Chief of Staff about the necessity of a secret service that uses civilian employees to gather intelligence for the military. In 1940 it was founded as the Special Service of Intelligence, with Eugen Christescu as director. Through the communist period, the service was used as an oppressive instrument against the anti-communists and people who opposed the government's official policies. The Securitate was the political police that was involved in repressing dissent. During the Romanian Revolution, soon after taking power, Ion Iliescu signed the decree which integrated the Securitate into the Ministry of Defense, thus bringing it under his control. Iulian Vlad, the head of the security, together with some of his deputies, were arrested on December 31, 1989. Iliescu named Gelu Voican Voiculescu as the new head of the Securitate. Voiculescu assured the Securitate agents that he does not intend to wage a war against individual Securitate officers, and by mid-January 1990, the Securitate officers continued their activity in their old headquarters. The press was informed that the equipment for tapping phones has been decommissioned. The Romanian Intelligence Service was officially created on March 26, 1990, taking over the buildings, staff, equipment and virtually everything that belonged to the Securitate. Its creation occurred only a few days following the ethnic clashes of Târgu Mureș being quickly created through a decree. Its first director was Virgil Măgureanu. Securitate Archives SRI inherited Securitate's archives, and it has been accused of destroying parts of it or supplying sensitive parts to certain politicians. On June 22, 1990, SRI officers unloaded a truck full of Securitate documents in a forest in Bărevoștea, Argeș County, after which they buried them with soil. The documents intended to be destroyed were discovered by locals, and, a year later, a group of journalists began digging the decaying documents, and the Romania Libera newspaper published several of them, including information on dissidents, being not only Securitate but also of the newly created SRI. This led to the adoption of a law on state secrets, which banned publication of any SRI documents. It was only in 2005 that the archives of the Securitate began to be transferred to an outside institution, with a first batch containing 2/3 of the total number of documents. The goal was to transfer all Securitate documents which do not affect national security, involvement in the Mineriad, the extent of the involvement of the Romanian Intelligence Service in the violent repression of the 1990 anti-government protests has been a matter of debate. On June 12, 1990, the government decided that the police and army, in collaboration with the intelligence service, evacuate the protesters of University Square. During the violence that followed, the protesters attacked the headquarters of the Romanian Intelligence Service with rocks and Molotov cocktails. The following days, miners brought by the government from the Jiu Valley violently repressed the protesters and destroyed the opposition party's headquarters. According to a letter to President Iliescu drafted by then Prime Minister Petre Roman, the whole repression was organized by the secret services under the leadership of Virgil Măgureanu, using the network of the Securitate. This view is supported by military prosecutor Dan Voini, who said that all the minor groups were escorted by police and SRI agents who led them to the headquarters of parties and NGOs. During the 2000s, Virgil Magoreanu, the head of the SRI at the time, has been investigated by prosecutors for several counts including genocide and torture. However, they decided in 2009 not to charge him with any crime. Phone tapping in 1996, a former SRI employee, Constantin Bucă, was the whistleblower who alerted the media that the Romanian intelligence service was performing illegal phone tappings of politicians, journalists and other public figures. Bucă was convicted for revealing top-secret information, but he won a trial against the Romanian state after appealing at the European Court of Human Rights. Misha Toma, one of the journalists whose phone had been tapped, also sued the Romanian state for wiretapping and preserving private conversations with his daughter, Sorana. He also won a compensation the disrespect of the Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights. The Romanian intelligence service refused to collaborate with the European Court of Human Rights, arguing that its documents are state secrets. The president of the Group of Political Investigations, Măguș Uvica, has stated that he has evidence of ongoing illegal phone tappings. According to Ilie Botos, a former Attorney General of Romania, between 1991 and 2003 the phones of 20,000 people have been tapped. Between 1991 and 2002, a number of 14,000 authorizations were given by the government for national security-related issues. Between 1996 and 2003 further 5,500 authorizations were given related to organized and white-collar crime. Out of these 5,500 suspects, only 238 were convicted. For the year 2005, a number of 6,370 phones belonging to 2,373 people were tapped, the average tapping being of 220 days. In 2006, a new illegal wiretapping scandal erupted after transcripts of businessman Dinu Patricia's phone discussions with his associates were leaked to the press. Patricia sued the intelligence service and won a compensation of 50,000 lei in 2011. A further case of potentially illegal wiretappings is the one of European Court of Human Rights Judge Cornelia Berson, whose wiretappings under the guise of national security are now being investigated by a parliamentary commission created by the Romanian Senate on April 8, 2013. Relationship with the press. The Romanian intelligence service had an uneasy relationship with the press, which it monitored, infiltrated and accused of being a national security liability. In 2010, the press has been included in the list of national vulnerabilities in the National Strategy for the Defense of the Country. An early controversy occurred in 1996, when Tana Ardeleanu had been shadowed by SRI agents. Amid press anger, SRI director Virgil Magoreanu admitted that SRI agents followed Ardeleanu and argued that the surveillance was a mistake, and that the agents thought they were following two suspected spies. The existence of infiltrated SRI agents in the press has been publicly known since 2006. When the press officer of SRI claimed that the service has always had moles in the Romanian press, arguing that it's not illegal. This claim has been quite controversial, as, according to Cristian Tudor Popescu, journalists are not a threat to national security, and, according to historian Marius Oprea, this leads to suspicions about whether the SRI has political police activities. The journal National newspaper fired its editor-in-chief, Valentin Zaștevăsai, in August 2012, accusing him of being an infiltrated SRI agent. Following the leak of some SRI documents by Cotidianul, the Romanian intelligence service admitted that the documents were indeed genuine, but it claimed that their agent was only monitoring the leaking of secret documents to the press. In 2013, George Maior, the director of the service, accused the press of organizing an attack campaign against the Romanian intelligence service, giving as example the investigations over the illegal CIA prisons in Bucharest, which he argued that is exposing Romania to terrorist attacks. known operations. In March 2005, 3 Romanian journalists were kidnapped in Iraq by unknown abductors in the Baghdad's Al-Mansur district. A few weeks after being kidnapped, the terrorists broadcast a tape on Al Jazeera stating that they would kill the journalists if Romania did not withdraw its 860 troops from Iraq. However, due to efforts of the Romanian intelligence community and the collaboration between several intelligence agencies, the group were freed on May 23, 2005, when they were placed in the hands of the Romanian embassy in Baghdad. It is believed that Florian Coldi coordinated the rescue operation. On 28 February 2008, the Romanian counterintelligence officers arrested a Bulgarian military attaché, Peter Marino Zicoliv, and a Romanian NCO, Floricel Arcam. They have been prosecuted with charges of espionage. It is believed that the leaked information might have been sent to Russia or Ukraine. The Bulgarians have denied any connection with Zicoliv. This has been one of the few espionage cases that have received media attention. National Alert System. The National Alert System is the Romanian Terrorist Barometer. SNA is a system that, based on existing intelligence from SRI and possibly other agencies, ranks the risk of a terrorist attack on Romanian territory. The system is color-based. The color can be changed with the prior approval of the executive of SRI. Currently, SNA is colored blue cautious. This means that the intelligence on hand suggests there is a relatively low risk of a terrorist attack. The color has only been changed once at the 2008 NATO Bucharest summit.